We continue to track the investigation into a police chase that started in Scott County and ended in Madison County.
For the last couple of days of July, the weather just doesn't get a whole lot better than this. We'll tell you if this sticks around into early August. Up next.
Hundreds of people on the UK campus forced to leave their buildings because of a gas leak. The latest on how it happened.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. I hope you're enjoying this fantastic day. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where they're getting ready for Thursday Night Live. It is sunny at 83 degrees right now. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. And Chris, what a difference in the humidity.
Oh, it's basically we've cut it in half since yesterday, Jennifer. All across the area, humidity bottoming out this afternoon. It has a September feel to the air across central and eastern Kentucky, and right on cue, that beautiful weather is into the bluegrass state. Look at the contrast just in this shot. The green grass from all the rains we've had this month, and that blue September sky showing up here at the end of July. Low and mid 80s across the entire region, 46% right now on the humidity scale. Yesterday at this time, some of us had a humidity up into the 80 to 85% range. So yeah, we're whittling that way down. Winds are coming at us from the northwest at around 9 miles an hour. That is a beautiful flow. Temperatures all across the region right now, 81 to 84 degrees. Gorgeous. Live first alert Defender. Nothing on it. Defender, you've had your day over the past few days, and we expand that out over the course of the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, Great Lakes. Nothing anywhere close to central and eastern Kentucky. Get used to that for a few more days. Great weather continues. Cold fronts, though, beginning to line up as we go into early August, Jennifer. Coming up here in a little bit, we'll show you why August looks fairly tame, at least to start. That's in 15 minutes.
Thank you, Chris. We are learning more this afternoon about the man who killed himself after stealing a car with a baby in the back seat. The Madison County coroner says the man is 35-year-old Sidney Fee Jr. from Berea. Police say he carjacked someone yesterday afternoon at a Georgetown gas station, led police on a chase down I-75 before crashing on 4 Mile Road near Richmond. WKYT's Sam Smith talked to the man's boss. It's our top story at 4.
Sidney Fee used to work at this gym, Fitness 24/7. While he only worked here for a short period, his former co-workers are shocked to hear what happened to him. Yesterday afternoon, Georgetown police received a report about a vehicle that was stolen from a gas station there. Witnesses say Fee jumped into that car after the driver walked inside and a teenager was pumping gas into the car. The driver told police her 8-month-old child was in the back seat. Police began a search for the vehicle. It was spotted on the interstate, exiting into Richmond. Police say Fee eventually crashed into a tree at the end of 4 Mile Road and then took off on foot. The child was unharmed. Fee would later shoot and kill himself. News of his death and involvement in this chase is surprising for the folks that worked with him here, and they feel for his family.
Anytime somebody takes their own life, it's just, you wish you could know why. I mean, and I've had a few friends do that in the past, and it doesn't seem like anything's wrong, and maybe there is. So it's just shocking that that happened.
Kentucky State Police continue their investigation into yesterday's chase. In Madison County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
A memorial service for Fee is set for Saturday afternoon at 2 at Bowling Funeral Home in London. A man facing charges in a dog attack is out of jail. Chris Pope posted bond in Lincoln County, where he's charged with 6 counts of harboring a vicious animal and 7 counts of animal cruelty. Police say his dogs attacked Loretta Stevens outside her home on Monday. Police captured the dogs and removed several more from Pope's Boyle County home. The Boyle County attorney is meeting with police today to decide if Pope should face more charges. We'll have more, including a comment from the victim, Loretta Stevens, on WKYT News at 6. A gas leak on the University of Kentucky campus today caused several residence halls to be evacuated. A construction crew hit a gas line while working on Woodland Glen 5, one of 3 new residence halls under construction. 250 people in Woodland Glen, Smith Hall, and Ingalls Hall had to leave the area.
On campuses, there's a lot of drills, and so every time I hear the fire alarm go off, I'm like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. I can just stay here for a couple minutes. I don't have to leave right now. And if I did stay any longer, I could have been, inhaling gas for a while.
Columbia Gas says the same crew clipped the same pipe on Tuesday night. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30, what the Lexington Fire Department is doing to try to reduce these types of gas leaks. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. Authorities in Kentucky have found the body of a missing 8-year-old girl. Skylee Poole disappeared yesterday afternoon from her family's home in Ballard County. Another child at the home told investigators they saw Skylee walk away while her family was outside. Authorities say the girl had developmental delays and did not speak. There's no word on a cause of death. We'll have an update on the investigation on WKYT News at 5:30. We're learning more about a deadly crash last night in Lincoln County. State police say that one person was killed in the 3-car crash north of Houstonville. That victim is 41-year-old George Spears of Liberty. According to Kentucky State Police, cars driven by Billy Luster of Houstonville and Spears were both traveling south on US 127. They initially collided, pushing Spears' Jeep Wrangler into the path of oncoming traffic. Spears' vehicle was then hit head-on by a truck and trailer driven by Alex Popplewell of Russell Springs. We'll have details on that story coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. A Lexington neighborhood is considering a major addition, one its developer says will increase property values. McConnell's Trace is considering using a spot of land straddled by single-family homes to build a new pool, fitness center, and daycare in the neighborhood. It's called a mixed-use neighborhood. A conditional hearing will take place tomorrow afternoon to hear feedback from people in that area, and we'll have more details on that coming up on WKYT News at 5:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. A former University of Cincinnati police officer has pleaded not guilty to charges of murder and voluntary manslaughter for shooting a driver he'd stopped for not having a front license plate. Ray Tensing wore a striped jail uniform at his arraignment today. Bond was set at $1 million. Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Tensing for last week's killing of Samuel DuBose. The prosecutor says Tensing purposely killed him. Tensing claims he shot after he was dragged by DuBose's car. Here's what DuBose's sister had to say after Tensing's court appearance today.
I was delighted to hear that. I do not want for him to be walking the streets, especially since he's saying that he's so devastated for being in jail, but not devastated for killing our brother and my mother's son. So we're pleased.
Tensing's attorney says his client feared for his life and did not intend to kill DuBose. Search teams are hopeful that aircraft debris discovered in the Indian Ocean is part of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. That aircraft disappeared last year with more than 200 people on board. Stacey Cohen has the new information.
It's called a flaperon, a moving part of an aircraft wing. It washed up on the shores of Reunion Island, a tiny French territory in the Indian Ocean. A component number found on the debris appears to be a match for a Boeing 777 aircraft. But is it part of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, a Boeing 777 that vanished almost 17 months ago with 239 people on board?
This is highly significant that they have the part number and they have identified it, because there just aren't 777 flaperons floating out there on the black market.
There are no other 777s in the world that are unaccounted for. The debris surfaced more than 2,000 miles west of the current search area for the missing plane. There is a number on the wreckage that could help the identification process. Not a serial or registration code, but possibly a maintenance number. After months of false leads and scant information, family members of those on board Flight 370 are wary of this new lead, torn between the need for answers and the belief in miracles.
If ultimately this is a piece of the wing, then that little thread of hope that I've been holding on to will have to break, and reality will have to take over.
A piece of metal measuring just 9 feet by 3 feet may finally yield the answers to this devastating aviation mystery. I'm Stacey Cohen reporting.